I'm so in love with you. You got me down again. Hold up. I'm so in love with you. You got me down again. I'm so in love with you. You got me down again.
Turn up the headphones a little bit. Hey. ISO, let's get it.
Whoa, clear out the room, I'm coming through. They wanna see what I'm about. Yeah, I got skills, do it for the thrill. I'm on a paper route. Extra, read about it. I'm today's trying to top it. I put commas over bullshit. Yeah, I put that on mamas. Hey, they trying to block all my blessings. They thought I lost for stepping. I bet on me and my team. ISO is what I'm rapping. Put on for the whole city. Yeah, I got them rocking with me. I bet on me and my team. ISO is what I'm rapping.
Sending emojis. I'm blowing a pack of that OG. Don't be acting like you know me. And if you did, that's the old me. Winter time, rock a cold fleece. Pocket fat, that's obese. Only talking money if it's increased. She give me brain, girl, no teeth. I touch down, bust down. She busted open for a real day. Stay timed up, trying to build it up, trying to count it up, hill figures. Don't be chilling with no lil, no. And if I do, I be real with them. Chase a dream, that's a meal ticket. ISO gang, yeah, they still with us. I put it in motion, they got me steady. Thoughts on my mind, it's weighing heavy. Watch how I shine, tell them I'm ready. I'm hitting my stride, let's get to the Fetty. I was just sitting back watching them fold. Racks on me now, yeah, it's looking slow. I hold it down and I got my own. Keeping it grown, we back to the bone. Yeah, flying flashy, ayy, ayy. We too fancy, ayy, ayy. Can't walk past me, ayy, ayy. Right up your alley, wait. I gotta play it safe. Watch me isolate.
watch me isolate. Hey, watch me isolate. Whoa, clear out the room, I'm coming through. They wanna see what I'm about. Yeah, I got skills, do it for the thrill. I'm on a paper route. Extra, read about it. I'm today's trending topic. I put commas over bullshit. Yeah, I put that on mamas. They tryna block all my blessings. They thought I lost the stepping. I bet on me and my team. ISO is what I'm repping. Put on for the whole city. Yeah, I got them rocking with me. I bet on me and my team. ISO is what I'm repping.
Major show alert! You're now locked in to Trucking with Loshawn Parks podcast show.
Come on, tell them about all the places you've gone to.
Breaking down the trucking industry from entrepreneurship, fleet building, and money management.
I got a hustler spirit, I get it.
Whether you a new CDL driver or a veteran who's been doing it for years.
Took it to another level.
Whoa.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is it.
Bring them out.
Now here's your host, Loshawn Parks.
Ride with us.
Let's go.
It's live. Okay, so all the intros and all the bullshit is over. It's time for the show to begin. Welcome to another edition of the Trucking with Loshawn Parks podcast show. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me. And today is a fantastic. It's going to be a fantastic show. All right, I'm a character. Okay, I am a character in itself. All right. First and foremost, let's go ahead and do this. Big ups to everybody that's in here on the early. Yeah, what up to y'all, man? What up? All right. And I appreciate y'all for being here. And as always, we say what up, though.
Hello, motherfucker.
Yeah. All right. So some of y'all may know and some of y'all may not know where this book is from. Does anybody care to take a gander at where this book is from? All right, anybody? Let me pull my chat up real quick. Anybody care to take a look? Blast from the past, my wife says. Anybody? Oh, well, shit. I probably kind of and showed the name right there. Yeah. All right. So this is the H2 Leasing or H2 book that they give you at Prime. All right. When you come in to lease. All right. And this whole oh shit. I got on a Prime Ink shirt too. Well, I'll be damn. Okay. Yeah. All right. So look, man, let's get to it. All right. Take this shit off right here. I can't take my shirt off because my wife won't like that. Plus I'm on camera. All right, so let me scooch myself forward. This book right here is monumental because it is a blast from the past. This was from, if you've been following me I've been doing this now for 5 years. If you've been following me for 5 years, I started out, my first video that I did on YouTube was with this book in my hand. That book in my hand. All right. This is also the packet that it comes in, right? We blasting from the past here. Some of y'all may know what this looked like. All right. I don't know if they still hand that shit out over there. But here's the deal. Blast from the past. I'm about to share my screen. I'm about to show you 5 years later, or when I stepped on the scene 5 years ago, I should say. Or this video is 5 years. I don't know what we're about to look at it. All right, I'm about to share my screen right here, and this says 5 years ago. First video. Can y'all see this? I want to make sure that y'all can see this. Hold on. Let me check my phone. Give me a second. Let me turn the volume down. Yeah, perfect. So full screen. All right. So right here was the first video I did. This one says 5 years ago. I got 20,000 views on it. All right. It said trucking, how to be successful at Prime Inc. Very, very similar outfit, except for when I first started doing my videos, I was in the bathroom, my bathroom of my older house. You guys can see here, not the same hat. I try to make it be somewhat close to that, but it's not. Let's take a gander. I can't copyright myself, right? 5 years. This thing says 5 years ago. 7 years ago.
What's up, guys?
Look at that.
As you can see here.
This was before I had a beard and all that. I don't know what's going on. Maybe my connection. My internet connection is still, I got the circle of death, and y'all already know what the circle of death gets. Over here, it gets the big
Ace,
womp. But
2, book 4.
Yeah. Yeah, my signal, man. Anyway, 26-minute video. All right, that was the first video that I did. Ace 2 book. That's what y'all see me holding when I first stepped in here. All right, let's get this off the screen. So ATT Wi-Fi is trash. That is a fact. Shit. Low is Mr. Prime. I wouldn't say all that, but what I will say is that I did find the way at Prime Inc. to be successful in leasing. All right. People watch that video, and that video kind of like spiraled my YouTube. That's how I got started with YouTube. That's what I would talk about. Okay. I was known as that guy. Let me put this back up so that we can go back and take a look, because it's still the circle of death. So apparently we're not going to get this, but this is what I was talking about. My second video was time management in trucking. All right. This was basically, I would speak about how to handle your time management. Second one was talking about being a trainer and instructor at Prime, and then team driving, pros and cons. Spoke about that. Can you take your Prime lease to another carrier? Spoke about that. All right. So I will like to say that I do have quite a bit of great information when it comes to leasing, particularly at Prime. Probably so, because that's where I got my start at. But over the years, I come to find out that the sauce to being successful in a lease, and it doesn't particularly matter where you go. We're going to get into that today. So this show is going to be based for those that are interested in getting into a lease, thinking about getting into a lease, or if you are already in a lease and you're struggling to have success with it, how I myself defeated all odds in leasing. All right. I was told that I wasn't supposed to succeed in this. You guys have no clue of all of the scrutiny, backlash, hatred I got from speaking about leasing. I was told that I was going to fail in it. I was told that I wasn't going to make any money in it. I was told that I was going to be bankrupt from doing it. That I would have to live in the truck in order to make money. Everything in the book that you can think of that where the odds are stacked against you. So these people that used to be ones who own their own trucks, that were company drivers, and just looked at lease as if you leased, then you was a failure. I refused to fail. Like I said in my podcast show on Monday, I failed to fail. Okay? Failure was an option for me. I was going to figure this out. And why was I going to figure it out? Because everybody made it where it was like it was impossible to do. And whenever something comes to me with the impossible mind frame or with the impossible speak or speech to it, I'm going to beat it. I'm damn sure gonna figure out how to, because that's what I like. The naysayers, they literally, what people fail to realize is all of the negativity and all of the naysayers is what drove me harder to conquer it. So to them, I want to give them a round of applause because they helped with my success because of all of the negativity that they used to say about it. So I knew for damn sure then, since nobody else could defeat it, I was damn sure going to try, with all odds stacked against me. What's all the odds? Once again, people would say that leasing was a scam. People would say that you can't lease at a mega carrier and make any money. You lease, you're going to be bankrupt. You lease, you ain't never going to see your family. All of this. And the entire time that I leased when I was with a mega carrier, was times rough? Hell yeah. I would be lying to you, sitting here lying to you if I told you every day was great. But is every day great in life itself? Don't matter what you do. Athletes have bad days. Billionaires have bad days. It's life. But the strong ones, how they prevail is that they find ways to adapt, adjust, and conquer. Okay. Leasing to me was, when I first did it, I didn't do it off the strength that there was a go-to person on social media that spoke highly about it or that gave out valid information about it to make me want to do it. My trainer that I had when I was at Prime, when I first started, he kind of like tried to talk me away from doing it. And here was the crazy thing. He never did it. Okay. He never leased a day in his life at that point when I knew him. He had always been a company driver for Prime. Never did it, but he's telling me not to do it. So a person that has never done it is trying to school or give advice on something not to do. That's asinine. Makes no sense. So it baffles me when people that have never leased before can tell you not to lease. You've never done it before. That's like me being a football player, a quarterback, and I'm telling a point guard how to shoot the damn ball. That don't make sense. Have you ever played point guard at the collegiate level or professional level for you to be telling me? That's like Tom Brady telling Chris Paul how to run point guard. Ain't never did it. But you telling me what I shouldn't be doing. It's the first red flag, right? And you don't want those people in your circle. When it comes to leasing, rule number 1, it's a mindset thing. You have to have, and I hope y'all are paying attention, because I'm going to give you a couple of pointers here today that you can jot down. Keep these on your notepad, because these are what these jewels I'm going to drop to you are going to be what sets you apart from success and failing in trucking when you're leasing. You want to defeat all odds, you have to follow these steps. This is how I've defeated all odds of leasing for 8 consecutive years. 8 consecutive years. I'm not somebody that is assuming at this. I'm not somebody that thinks in this when it comes to leasing. I'm somebody who actually knows. I'm a go-to person if you want to gain success in a lease, period. I'm not the go-to person if you want to be an owner-operator. Why? It's not my field. I know my lane. I respect my lane, and I respect other people's lanes. Matter of fact, what I would tell you is, if you want to be an owner-operator, this is the channel you probably need to go to. And that channel is, in my opinion, okay, because I see this guy doing it big. Spoke to him via email here earlier the last 2 days. We've been communicating as far as email. Genuine guy. You go back and check his archive of videos. He's doing his damn thing. Can't nobody take nothing from him. And that person, in my opinion, would be Just Trucking. If you don't know who that is, I'll tell you what. I'll put his name down here. Channel name. In the comment section. That's Just Trucking. Put it in the chat. Look him up on YouTube. JUSTTRUCKN. Look him up. You want to be an owner operator? You want to see somebody that is successful in being an owner operator with his own authority, booking his own loads? He shows you he tells you about doing it, how to do it, how he went about getting his truck, how he went about getting his trailer. That's the man I will send everybody to when it comes to if you want to be an owner operator. Very, very solid individual. Humble as hell, respectable as hell, all around solid guy. All around. That's where I would send you if you want to be an owner operator that want to purchase all their own equipment. But when it comes to leasing, I would like to believe that I am your go-to source. I can be one of your go-to sources because there are many other people out here that have information when it comes to leasing. You may want to particularly listen to a person that is at the carrier that you're at that may have gained success. But once again, like I said in the beginning of this, at the end of the day, leasing, it don't matter where you go. It's a mindset thing. Okay. First one is a mindset. I'm gonna give you guys a couple other ones, but let's elaborate on each one of these. It's the whole purpose of this podcast today is to elaborate on these, to make you stronger and make you understand better on how to, once again, defeat the odds of leasing. Because if you go anywhere else, anybody else that's not leasing on social media, they're going to talk you out of it. And how standard of that is it for people to talk you out of something because they don't believe it? So because their religion may be that they're Catholic, they're going to tell you that being Baptist isn't good. And then you're going to go on there and say, this is the reason why I'm not going to be Catholic because a Catholic person told me not to be it. I'm going to be Baptist, and see where we're going with this. The purpose of them telling you that is for their narrative, right? And there will be some that's been on here that puts out information that they have tried leasing. It didn't work for them. Cool. Doesn't work for everybody. Being an owner operator doesn't work for everybody. Owning your own truck doesn't work for everybody. Having your own authority don't work for everybody. Everything isn't cut out for everybody. But what you need to do is you need to find your lane and perfect it. Period. Mindset. So the mindset of an individual who is wanting to lease, and this is how my mindset was. When I was leasing, the objective was to be successful in this. How can I make the most amount of money with this equipment in the situation that I'm in? Well, one is I need to figure out how I can lower costs. Okay, mindset. How do I lower costs? I have to switch my mind frame from being an average 9-to-5 company Joe to now thinking that I have to run an operation because everything that I do with this truck is on my dime. This means fueling. This means getting into accidents. This means damaging property, damaging truck, damaging trailer, maintenance. I think I already said fuel, insurance, all of that. Because one thing is for sure, two things is for certain. Even if you go to a mega carrier, you are paying these fees one way or another, whether they show up on your settlement or not. Because they could tell you that, hey, we give you 80%, we get 20%. Well, somewhere along the line in that 20%, if they're not breaking it out for you, those fees are assessed somewhere in there. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. Okay? That's just the way it go. So if the only thing that you're seeing is the truck payment, but you're not seeing insurance, one of two things: either the truck payment is included in the insurance is included in the truck payment, or they are pulling your insurance out of that 20%. And that's a fact. Truckers Coach, I see you in the building. Smitty, I see you as well, Mo. Everybody else that stepped in here. That is a fact. It's just that each carrier has a different way that they go about wanting to deduct these fees. Does that mean that they're getting over on you? No, they don't. It's just their way of them doing business. Now, if you want to get technical about it and you want to ask, can they give a breakout for it and find out where these fees are being assessed at, you can do your research on it and go a little bit deeper into the back office, the personnel people, and find out where, if that fee is in the 20%. And I guarantee you, they'll let you know, yep, trailer fee is in there, all that stuff, even though some people will look at their settlement and be like, oh, I don't see trailer fee on here. I'm not being charged for a trailer. Oh, you being charged somewhere. The price of doing business ain't nothing free. Nothing free. Even as a company driver, it ain't free, because for company drivers, if you do anything that is negligence on your part, you can believe they're going to take it out of your ass. It ain't just you about to just be crashing up and dinging up trucks and smashing up product and claims and all that stuff, and you just think that shit's going to keep flying. It ain't. Negligence due to your part is going to cost you. Except for with leasing, just keep that in mind. I see you, Patrick. The thing about this is SoCal isn't a lease operator. SoCal's my people. But I'm being honest. I agree with you too. Truckers Coach says trailer fee, insurance, trailer maintenance, trailer plates, it's all included in the rate. Yeah, they're going to include it in the rate. That's part of that 80-20, right? So if you getting, or 70-30, whatever it is in that rate is going to include your fees. So there's no such thing as I don't have that as an expense to me. Oh, it's an expense to you. You just don't see it physically with your eyes because it's in, like Truckers Coach said, it's in the rate. It's in the percentage that you're giving up. Period. But once again, it's back to mindset. You have to understand that you are literally running a business in the mindset state. Okay? I'm not talking about you running the whole entire show where you're picking loads and all that stuff, unless you're with a carrier where you pick your own loads. But we're talking about leasing in general. So if you are at a mega carrier and you have a dispatcher, y'all are supposed to be creating a rapport with each other as far as being business partners. Okay? He tries to get you as much revenue as possible. You run the loads. Everybody got a job to do. All right? Your job is to make sure that you keep your costs as low as possible at all times. His job is to make sure that he keeps you revenue and making money. Now, is this the case with all carriers? This is case by case basis when it comes to your dispatcher rapport and how dispatchers operate. When I was at Prime, I never had a problem with my dispatcher. And this was with me doing flatbed on the flatbed side. And this was with me on the A fleet side when I ran for RST. I had David on flatbed side when I was doing flatbed. And then I had Dylan when I was on the A fleet side. Both gentlemen, very good. Okay. Their objective was to make you money. Because if you didn't make money, then they didn't make money. And you have to keep this mindset that this person wants to have your best interest, because the moment that you start thinking that he doesn't want to have your best interest, arguments ensue. once you start having those arguments, here's the thing. I told people this before in the past. You don't ever want to argue with the person that controls your money, meaning a dispatcher. If you have a dispatcher, you don't want to argue with the person who controls your money, dispatcher. Okay? And some of y'all are starting out as brand new lease operators. So you really don't know a whole lot about a whole lot when it comes to this. So who are you to step in and start trying to demand things? You're in the learning phase. Learn some shit first before you decide that you is King Kong and you just going to tell this individual who can actually see an entire board, can see where loads are coming out of, what shippers is shipping, what part of the country is hot, what part of the country is cold. For you step up and you tell that person how to do his job. Make sure that you're doing your job well enough. And what's one way to make sure you're doing your job well enough? Is your business being profitable because you're keeping expenses as low as possible on that tractor while running it? Do you know your cost of operation? Do you know how much it costs you to run that truck every day? Do you know how much it costs for you to run that truck down the road each mile? Have you sat down and did those numbers before you decide to step up and tell another person how to do their job? Did you do yours? Because let me tell you one thing for sure. If you did yours, then you can come back with the information that you have from you doing your information, bring it to your dispatcher, and you'll know exactly what number you need to be getting. And if your dispatcher and you bring that cent per mile number out there and he can't seem to get you that per load, then at this moment in time, it's probably time for us to find a carrier or another situation that can get me that number. But see, this is about one bail for my damn self. Because once again, it don't matter what carrier you go to. Because if you know the numbers to run that truck, you can go to any carrier and win in their lease program. Because you know what number you need to have for this truck to be profitable. So there is no rocket science, kissing butt, doing all this. No, it starts with you first. And this is what I did. I didn't make excuses. I sat back, I sat down, and I wrote out exactly how much it's going to cost for me per mile to run this truck. Once I figured out that number, remember I dropped that video a long time ago? Long time ago. It had errors in it, but it was damn near, it was close enough for you to get the gist of what I was trying to say or trying to convey to you. And what I was trying to convey to you in that video a long time ago was know your numbers. Because once you know your numbers, you know your worth. You know what you need to work for. You know what you need to run for. Anything less than this, then you're not making profit or you're in the red. You want to try to stay in the green. And this is the part where a lot of people in leasing fail. They hop into a lease. They don't know numbers. They don't care to know their numbers. All it is about to them is give me the load. Oh, and then all of a sudden when they dispatchers give them loads, oh, my dispatcher tried to kill me. He ain't giving me the right loads. The first question I want to ask people is, do you know what it costs for you to run this truck? Ooh. Why am I supposed to know that? Where's your mind at? The only people that's not supposed to know that is company drivers. So that means that you're in a situation as being a lease operator, okay, and not knowing your numbers. You have an LLC and you don't know how to sit down and figure your numbers out. You should have just been a company driver. It ain't all the ways about just what they giving you. It's about, do you know what you hauling and how much profit you making over what you hauling? And a lot of lease operators that fail, they don't. That's the truth. The reason why I was able to defeat odds in leasing is because I sat my ass down and I figured out how I was going to make it work. I knew what loads, when it came across my screen, I could reject. No, that don't look right. And before I even rejected it, another secret, another keynote here, pay attention. Before I rejected it, I contacted dispatch. David, why you giving me this low? What's good? What's happening with this? This shit paying dirt cheap. And of course, yes, the excuse everybody hears is this. When you hear, this is all I got in the area. Sometimes that shit be true. I don't know. Sometimes it be true. Sometimes it could be a lie. But sometimes it be true. Because how will you know that it's true? Because it's 4 other trucks that's sitting right beside you from the same carrier. And all of y'all are sitting there waiting. What does that mean? When it's more trucks than there are loads. Truck to load ratio. What does this mean? That you're not a high demand to the brokers, to the ones that's giving the loads out, because they got a lot of trucks in the area. So that means that they can typically lowball. Once again, would you know this if you would just sit down, shut up, and observe? How to defeat the odds in leasing. Observe. Open your eyes. Look around at things. Get out the truck. Go have another conversation with another person. How long you been sitting here? I've been sitting here 4 hours. You've been sitting there too. So if he's been sitting there 4, it's a high possibility. You go ask the next truck, he's been sitting there 5. It's a high possibility that freight ain't really that terrific in that area. Now you can chance it and tell them, "Nah, I'm not taking the load. I'll sit here and wait till tomorrow." Well, possibility that the load jumps up a drastic price from what it was yesterday is very slim. Slim to none. Damn near. That it's not going to jump. So it's either you hop on this shit and get to moving so you can keep making money, revenue into the truck, instead of you sitting there holding your nuts because you're going to stand for something before you fall for anything. Right? And that's where you just failed at. One point in time, I ran a test on myself. And this is all, I'm speaking dispatch. Okay. So for those that's going to walk in and say, well, that's why you need to dispatch yourself. That's why you got to go and get your own authority. That ain't what we're talking about. Okay. We'll talk about that sector a little bit later on. That's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about defeating the odds of leasing. And most of the time, leases will fall underneath a mega carrier or a carrier that has a dispatcher. And this is a fact. You can't even go to Landstar and lease trucks. They don't lease trucks. You got to come to Landstar with a truck. So apparently you went somewhere else to lease that truck. All right. Most carriers that allow you to pick your own freight off of load boards or through DAT boards don't lease trucks. Another bell for me, please. They don't lease trucks. Most of the carriers that lease trucks have dispatchers. But once again, that's a different, we're talking completely different, right? Those carriers, Landstar, F2F, Jones, these are all owner-operated carriers. They ain't gonna hold your hand through shit. Where most of the carriers, when it comes to leasing equipment to you, that you're leasing your truck, they got a little bit more patience for you. They're gonna work with you a little bit more. Why? Because you're not ready to take that step out anyway. Because if you were ready to take that step out, you would go out and get your own equipment, be your own owner operator, right? Had a title. That's the thing, right? Titles is what it's all about. So, rule number 1, get your mind right. Shut up. Stop talking and start listening. That's what I did. I stopped thinking I'm the cool Joe, like I know what's going on. I stopped doing all the talking. I started listening. This dispatcher, he got a board. He can see all kinds of stuff. Granted, he might not always get me the good loads every single freaking time. But if I'm sitting, I ain't making shit. So it's best that I get to running so I can make something. Because last time I checked, a truck that don't turn don't earn. Period. We all know that cliche, right? I know we do. So a truck that don't turn don't earn. Put in the work, which leads us to number two. Number two, work ethic. Oh man, hold the phone, Jackson. Hold the phone. What you mean? I'm the hardest runner out here. I run 3,700 miles a day. Right. Sure you do. Sure you do. If you don't have any work ethic, you're going to suck at leasing. Okay? I tip my hat to each person that leases. You know why? Because in order to be a successful lease operator, you have to be a hustler. Because we already all know the truck payment don't stop. Insurance don't stop. Expenses don't stop. So in order for you to make money and succeed in this, you got to be a hustler. And if you're not a hustler, you ain't going to turn out to be a good lease operator. Those that want to always be home all the time, you know, those cats, you know, the ones that filled out an application for an OTR carrier, but then wants to ask, can they be home every day? Yeah, those guys. Come on, man. Those dudes. Then they get in the lease op and then to leasing, and then leasing is all bad. They ain't make no money. I miss my family. But you knew what you signed up for, right? You think that the people that sign up for the military, when they find out that they got to go do a tour over in Iraq, Afghanistan, and they out there with the M16, oh, wait a minute. So you meant to tell me that in the military, you got to be in the desert? You got to shoot? You got to kill? Oh, I want to go home. You knew what it was when you signed up. Don't play stupid. And that kills me when people want to sit here and say, oh, I want to be home more. You knew what it was, what you signed up for. It's an OTR carrier. In case you are new around here, you don't know what OTR carrier, over the road. That means gone for weeks at a time. Let's stop trying to use this excuse like OTR companies are wrong for doing what they do. That's their business model. You know what it is. You just got in there and wanted to change how the whole formula went. Oh, wait a minute. I ain't trying to stay out for weeks. I'm trying to be home every goddamn weekend with baby Bookie. You know what I got to do that? It's called go regional. And I wouldn't advise you, if you're going to be regional, for you to be a lease operator. Because like I said in the beginning, in order to be a successful lease operator, you got to be a hustler. And if you're not a hustler, you're not going to see money. Or you might see money. It ain't going to be enough for you to really be talking about nothing. The times I made the most money when I was leasing at Prime is when I was out running. Times I didn't make no money is when I was home. Why? Because I was spending money. I ain't telling you to stay out forever, but you know what you sign up for. So when you sign up for that lease, you need to know that you got to be a hustler. You cannot be lazy and do it and see success. You want to be lazy, go and purchase your truck. Just skip the whole leasing option. Just go buy your truck. Be a company driver for however long it needs to be, 2-3 years. Hey, some of y'all saving up for 6 months and go do it. And skip that option. But what really irks me is when they go from company to lease and then they talk shit about lease and then they go and fucking buy a truck and be like, oh, lease was trash. No, it wasn't that lease was trash. It was you was fucking trash. Let's keep it a full buck here. You was trash. You found every excuse and every reason on why you couldn't make no money instead of making your situation work. Once again, I go back to the mindset thing. If I was to sit here and ask you what your numbers are, I bet you couldn't fucking tell me. I didn't know I would need to know. Yeah, but you got an LLC, huh? So you call yourself a business, but you really ain't about your business. That's what it is. I dig it. But you ain't ready to defeat the odds. You ready to be one of the statistics. You ready to be one of the ones that they say, I told you wasn't going to do good in that. I told you leasing was a scam. Instead of you sitting there saying, nah, leasing ain't a scam. I'm going to make this work and I'll stack my money doing this. And when I get enough of my money, I'll go buy my truck. But I am going to win in this. I'm not going to lay down, have a cop out, make an excuse, and blame leasing for me being a failure. You can't make excuses, man, if you want to win, period. Winners focus on winning and losers focus on winners. I tell y'all that at the end of my videos all the time. And I'm true to that. Cynical to that. Every part of that line speaks itself. Let me say it again a little bit slower just in case y'all can't hear me. Winners focus on winning and losers focus on winners. That's how it go. If you thought that I wasn't going to get in here and get to preaching tonight, you messed up. You messed up. Super chat just came through. Official Willis, my man. He says, but Lo, I don't like driving at night or driving through mountains, though. Willis, bro. I appreciate the $4.99. Let me go ahead and give you this real quick. Let me give you your round of applause for the super chat. But you know I'm coming back at you. Bro, what? This is the silly shit. And I know Willis is joking, but this is what he's saying is how people really feel. You know, I don't drive mountains and I don't drive at night. I'm a solar power driver. You got a whole lot of wants and you got a whole lot of what you will and what you won't do. But what you ain't making is money. Because you're sitting around with your panties in a bunch. Pull your skirt down, your thong is showing. All right? Real men pull their pants up, put their boots on, and get to it. Real hustlers. I don't want to just feel like I'm just talking to men. Women, too. That's what they do. Appreciate that, though, right there, Official Willis. I'm going to open the phone lines up in 12 minutes. If you disagree with what I'm talking about, hit the link. Come in here, tell me I'm wrong, prove me where I'm wrong. But I've defeated all odds. Once again, I was supposed to be broke, bankrupt, company driver, out of trucking, lose my family, not make any money, stay at one place forever because he owes them $1 gajillion, never make it out. All of this shit, all the odds was against me. And what have I done in 8 years? Grown. Prevailed to the point where, what you know, I got a Lisa fleet. Oh shit! What you know? I got a Lisa fleet out here. You don't say you got a Lisa fleet, bro. You just a Lisa fleet because I ain't give up. When the others went left, I went right, and that's what you got to do to be a lease operator. I'm in a bowling league, right? I'm in a bowling league. I'm the anchor on the team. In case you don't know what the anchor is, I'm the person that bowls last. Okay. Am I the best one on the team? I don't look at it that way. All right. I got 3 other ladies that's on my squad that we bowl on Tuesday. It's them 3 and it's me. And what I do is I try to coach the ladies up. Try to tell them what to do. the number one thing that I tell them, and yes, I am a monster when it comes to bowling. Okay, anybody want to pull out the bowling ball? You come through Charlotte, let me know. You can get this work. Okay, you can get busted up on them lanes if you fuck with low. Just know that. Which we'll probably have an annual get together starting next year. You know, at a bowling center, Lowe's fiasco, something, I don't know. I'm trying to put it all together, okay, where everybody can do a meet and greet, have fun for a damn day, and you know, bowling. Y'all can get that work. Might have a little bowling tournament, you know, give away $2,000-$3,000, 4 or 5. Who knows? This is in the works. Don't quote me on it, okay? We're in the works though. But here's the deal. What I tell these ladies is, you've got to bowl with confidence. You got to bowl with confidence. The reason why you have to bowl with confidence is because as much as you get up there, you get your footing right, you check your mark, you check what board you're going to be on, you get your feet together. Get the ball in the left hand, rest it in the left hand, put over in the right hand, get your hands together, your fingers together with the ball. Relax your shoulder. Take your steps, go up, swing through, deliver the ball, follow through. That's a lot of thinking, right? It's a lot of thinking. And at any moment, at any point in moment, if you think too much or you think too long, you study wrong, right? Think too long, study long, whatever it is. Study long, you be wrong. Some shit like that. You know, cliche go. But the point is this. Throw with confidence. So by me telling them that, when you get up there to do everything, when you release that ball and you are putting it down on that lane, throw it like you going to hit a strike. Believe that you are going to make a strike. I guarantee you, if you believe, you will do a lot better than if you go up there and you overshoot it or overthink it. When I bowl with confidence. Every time. Every time I go up there to throw a ball, in my opinion, it's going to be a strike. Even if I miss my mark, I'm still throwing with confidence. And you've got to do the same goddamn thing if you plan on being a lease operator. You have got to lease with confidence. Did y'all catch that? You have got to lease with confidence, knowing that you are going to succeed in it, knowing that you are not going to make no excuses, knowing that you are going to sit your ass down and understand how to defeat the odds. I tell people all the time, leasing is a stepping stone for most. What you mean by that, Lo? It's a stepping stone for you to get to the next level. In my opinion, I feel like people should follow said steps. Company driver for a year, lease operator for a year, owner operator. Finish it out. Why? Because company driver, you starting to learn how to maneuver the truck, right? Might be your first year. You learn how to maneuver the truck, all this other jazzy stuff, right? Once you figured all that out, you've been doing it for a year, you're comfortable at it. Next, you move up to a lease operator. Lease operator, you're not owning your truck right now, but you're making more money than what you were as a company driver, and you're taking on responsibilities. What is lease operator doing for y'all? Anybody know? Anybody know? It's getting you prepared to be able to be a full-fledged owner operator, right? Where you got your own authority, you own everything, because even as you being a full-fledged owner operator, the only difference between you being a lease operator and that full-fledged owner operator is if he has his own authority, which is optional. But aside from that, the only other difference is that you got a truck payment, he don't. That's it. That's the only difference between an owner operator who owns his truck and a guy who's leasing. Because believe it or not, where I get my trucks from, you could lease a truck too and go out and get your own damn authority. So once again, leasing and being a full-fledged being an owner operator who owns his title, the only difference is one has a title and the other one doesn't. As far as when it comes down to expenses, y'all got the same goddamn expenses. Y'all both got fuel expenses. Y'all both got insurance expenses. Y'all both got cargo. Y'all both got every damn thing the same expense, except for one doesn't have a truck payment. And could that, for some, that will be what makes or breaks some. But by you having, as being a person who has the title to yours, and I got a truck payment, at the end of the day, it's going to go hand in hand, because people have spoke about this before, and I agree with them on this. Your breakdowns are going to be a lot more severe than my breakdowns. We both are going to break down. Let's not get it fucked up and twisted. We both are going to break down. But if I'm in a truck that I'm leasing that has a warranty, and I've spoke about this before, that warranty, I don't know how to pop back up here, Willis, but warranty is only good if you're able to get the truck to the shop. Warranty ain't no good while you out there on the side of the road. It ain't no good there. All right. It ain't worth a damn. But when you get it to the shop, sure. All right. Nothing you got to come out of your pocket with, other than you staying in a hotel and you losing revenue for that week that you could have potentially, let's get this right, because some people believe that when they are in the shop or their truck is down, that they have lost money, but you can't lose something that you never had. Okay. The potential. And that's what I mean by that. The potential. Now, if you're a lease operator, I do understand that you're losing money because you have a truck payment, right? That is still going to come out, regardless if that truck is up or down. Okay. Don't matter if the truck is running or that bitch is in the shop. You still going to have a truck payment come out, and you still going to have it with the carrier where their insurance is going to come out. All right. Now, you don't got fuel that's coming out if you didn't utilize any consumption of fuel that day, that week, however long it is. But end of the day, y'all got the owner operator who truck that may break down and may blow some injectors, okay, or something of that nature. Whereas my truck that has warranty, I get it to the shop, it's not going to have to be, I don't have to pay for these injectors. Now, here it is. Here's the catch. Me and that owner operator, we both going to the same fucking telly. All right. So we both paying hotel fees. You feel me? We both paying hotel fees. We both are losing the potential of revenue made. But when they call my phone and they call that owner operator's phone, he's going to be kicking out a few hundred or a few thousand for some replacement injectors, while I'm not paying out anything because of the warranty. So let's just say you paid $2,000-$3,000 as an example to get your injectors replaced. Well, I guess that's 3 weeks for some that have these astronomical truck payments that are $1,000 a freaking week, which I don't have none of those. But for those that have astronomical truck payments that are $1,000 a week, well, I guess that's, hey, you was 3 weeks ahead of me. Now we're back to even again. It's an everlasting rat race that people just can't realize. They don't. Y'all are both, we're all in the same fucking rat race. We're all hamsters on the wheel. Don't matter if you own your own truck. It don't. And I lease a truck. We're all hamsters on the fucking same wheel. Super chat came through. Let me bring those super chats up. Y'all know how I do. Send me them super chats, and I bring your comment or your question to the forefront. Man. Even though Hirschbach, oh, well, first this came from Aaron. Appreciate that, Aaron. It says, even though I want you to say, I think it's Hirschbach you're saying, with a bad lease, I stacked $30K real quick and moved on. A hustler, it's going to be all right no matter the circumstance. Big ups, man. Big ups. Let me see if I got something in here for you for that. Let me look over here. Let me look over here. Let me look over here. Here we go. He was still getting his. He was still getting his money at Hirschbach. Why? And I'm not a fan of Hirschbach's lease. I think Hirschbach's lease is garbage, trash can style. But he sat here and said that he was still able to stack $30K. Why? Because he changed his mindset. He didn't let naysayers tell him not to do what it is that he needed to do. He went there, stayed focused, made $30K, moved on, doing bigger and better things, man. I mean, double salute on that, man. Big, those are the type of stories I like to hear. Right? Those are the type of stories I like to hear. I don't want to hear, matter of fact, I do want to hear, because I'm about to open the phone line up. If you disagree or you had a bad lease experience, call in. Let's talk. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. Call in. Y'all will go and chat anywhere else. But when I'm asking you to call in to the forefront, if you had a bad experience or if you disagree with me, y'all ain't nowhere to be found. Ain't that about a bit? My man Jediah sent me a $4.99 super chat, says, speak the truth. I appreciate it. Which Jediah is one of my drivers over here at Parks Motor Group Inc. And I am so sick and tired of cutting him $3,000 and $4,000 checks every week. By the way, he leases. Ain't that something? Ain't that about a bit? Ain't that about a bit? Leasing is good for tax purposes. All right. So I gotta debunk this, all right? Because I've heard this notion too, which is a crock of shit. All right. We don't ever do anything as an entrepreneur or business person because it is for a tax purpose. You're not leasing that truck for a tax purpose. All right. Which I'm gonna bring that up to the forefront right here. I want to say your name is it? I don't know even how to say that. Sacha? I might be botching your name. But I do want to debunk this because so many people always want to sit here and talk about tax purpose on a lease. That don't let that be the purpose of why you leasing, is that you get write-offs. Like, that's stupid. It doesn't make sense. Let me tell you why it doesn't make sense. Because you're going to spend the money now. It don't matter. You're going to spend it now. And if you don't have it now, it doesn't matter because IRS does not match dollar for fucking dollar that you spend on the tax reimbursement. So don't do something because, oh, well, this is a tax write-off. You do it because it's something that is going to prevail you, or it's something that you are going to, all odds against you, you're going to conquer. It is something that you want to do. I don't like that, man. I do not agree with the notion where people say that they lease because of taxes or it's a tax write-off. Nomadic, don't be sorry. You can call in as soon as I open the phone line up. You can call in. Don't be sorry. You can call in. But oh, okay. I see what you said. Schneider lease made you or made. Oh, wait. Let me see what you're saying here. It says, let me pull this up so I can show you guys what I'm reading. So Nomadic says, Loshawn, sorry, sir, but I'm on the side. If truck is in shop, I'm losing money. Just the way I perceive it. Well, here's the deal. If you have a lease payment, right, you got a truck payment, then of course, yeah, you're losing money. But here's the deal. You can't lose something that you never had. Okay. So if your potential that week was to make, how do you know that you was going to make $5,000 that week in revenue? It might have been a slower week. Truck didn't have no breakdowns. Might have just been a slower week. You're in the wrong areas of the country. The dispatcher can't get you no loads like that. So you might have revenue less than 5,000. But if you're sitting in the shop, okay, outside of you having a truck payment and you paying for a hotel room, I give you those, right? Yes, you can count those down as you're losing money, but you cannot count that down that you're losing money on loads that you never had. Okay, I can't sit here and say, I'm gonna give you a prime example. I got $50, right? Let's just use money. I got $100. I would have made $100 if I would have bet on Phoenix Suns last night. What? But since I didn't bet on Phoenix Suns, I lost $100. Come on, bro. No. You can't lose on something that you never had. I never made $5,000 revenue to lose it. Or I never had that amount of money to lose it. So you can't sit here and say, by me being in the shop, I lost 5,000. How do you know? How you know that you was gonna make 5,000? Because I normally what you normally do, but you didn't make it this week to have lost it. You have had to had something in order to lose it. That's all I'm saying. I see it all the time. I see people all the time talk about that shit where they lost this because their truck was in the shop. The only thing that has been lost is one, if it's money that you have spent out, but not potential earnings that you could have made. So hotel rooms, you got to pay for the truck being in the shop. I get it. That is a loss, right? If you got a truck payment, that is a loss. We can consider that. But you can't sit here and say, I lost $5,000 this week. Well, how? And then we go through your numbers. Once again, remember, we're going through your numbers and we say, well, how'd you lose 5,000? My hotel room was this. My truck payment was this. My insurance was this. Okay, well, we only came up with $1,200 that you spent. Where's the other 5,000? It's what I could have made if I would have been running. What the fuck? Coulda, woulda, shoulda. That don't equate to nothing. That don't equate to nothing. I could have been a millionaire if I would have hit the lottery, but the numbers, they didn't fall my way. So, I lost $1 million. I'm just saying, man. Shit. That shit don't equate, man. It don't make sense. I pre-book loads for 10 days. Oh, Nomadic, you can't do that. You setting yourself up on that one, man. Let me tell you something about that. When I was on spot market, right? I'll tell you a story. I was leasing. So this is still leasing relevant. I was leasing. I was with Jones Motor Group, pulling step deck. I learned quick to not book ahead. Okay. Why? One is you just don't know what's going to happen with that load that you're on currently. You don't know if your truck is going to break down on that load. You don't know if the shipper is going to hold you. You don't know if the receiver is going to hold you. Okay. You just don't know what's going to happen. All right. So what I came to find out is, and I've done this. I used to book 3-4 loads in advance. All it took was for me to mess up 2 of those. I stopped doing that shit. Why? Because brokers will charge you back. Brokers will charge you back if you're late on loads. Brokers will charge you back if you deny the load and don't want to take it. Not only that, but brokers will stop fucking with you if you drop the ball too many times. So you don't want to be that guy who drops the ball too many times because you're booking 10 days out in advance, which Nomadic, that's 10 days in. I can't do that, man. I don't know how you able to do that, man. It's just, you just don't know 10 days. You might not even be alive in 10 days and God forbid, but 10 days out booking freight. I just don't know how you're able to do that. I don't. I see that to be a costly situation. Now, unless you're on some drop and hook situation with, okay, I see what you said, Snyder load board. That's probably a little bit more easier to do, right? Because Snyder load board is click and go. So if you're not going to pick it up, then, or if something happens with you, then they just call another, or they just put it on the board and just have another Snyder truck come and get it. And most of the time, with my understanding with drop and hook, mega carrier freight, is ain't no damn rush on none of that shit. Never, no way, right? Most of that stuff got a freaking 8-day shelf life before it needs to be to the shipper or receiver or whatever, wherever it's going. Most of the time, right? It's no rush for those loads, especially when they're at DCs where it's drop and hook. Ain't more than likely when you went to go get that load was ready 2-3 days ago. You know what I'm saying? That load was really ready probably like 2-3 days ago, and shipping just got around to sending over the paperwork to Snyder saying, oh yeah, this load is ready. You can send a truck. And it's probably got an 8-day life. By the time you hook up to it and book it and take it over there and get it to wherever you dropping it at, you ever notice they really ain't never in a hurry to get mega carrier freight? And y'all, it just ain't me, right? It can't just be me. Has any of y'all ever noticed that mega carrier freight, there ain't really ever no rush when you get there? Like they wasn't like, oh yeah, man, we waiting to get it. Pull it in the door right now. We offload you ASAP. Like ain't none of that shit ever on emergency status unless Once again, a mega carrier gave you that load and it's been sitting there for 5 days, 6 days already, and they got a 7-day shelf that delivery, then yeah, they probably will be waiting because they've been waiting. You know, they gave it 7 days to arrive here, and you're arriving here with the load on the 7th day, right? So then they probably, yeah, they on some pushy, rushy with it. But mega carrier freight ain't like that. Like that shit. They mega carrier freight will give you a load to go 800 miles. We'll give you a load to go 800 miles, and we'll give you 3 days to deliver that son of a bitch. Come on, bruh. 800 miles. They'll give you 3 days to deliver it. What? 800 miles, you can knock that shit out in a whole day, and then you wake up and run another about 200 miles, and you be there. About a day and a quarter. You'll have it out. But they'll give you 3 days to get it there. Like, ain't no urgency or rush on none of that mega carrier freight. And this could be the reason why some of it pays so cheap, right? Is because there isn't no rush delivery. Whereas on spot market stuff, though, that stuff needs to be expedited, needs to be moved fast. You know, that's why so many people use the tactic of wait until late in the day to go and book loads. Because now at that point, the broker becomes desperate to you, right? And he needs to get this load off. He'd already told this shipper that he could get this load off in a day and a half, and they got to go, 700 miles, and it's 5 o'clock. Now he got to fucking play victim to the mercy of any driver that's in that area that comes and can rescue him. And he'll throw the goddamn sink. Like, yeah, $4, man. Just move. I gotta go. Okay. Reefer set it at 20 degrees. Gotta go. So, but that's never going to be the case at Mega Carrier. I can't even remember the time I was at a Mega Carrier and the load paid me $4 to the truck. Ever. I just said ever. I've never seen that. I've never seen that at Prime either. On the reefer side or on the flatbed side where it was just $4 to the truck. I've seen that away from Prime. Yes, absolutely, I have. Sure have. But let me open these phone sessions up. Okay. Once again, if you disagree with me, you make sure that you hit that link, okay? And you come in and you tell me where I'm wrong at about sitting here trying to help these guys lease these trucks and it's a scam. I want you to hit the line, okay? We can have a chat. Let's have a chat. Or if you got a question about leasing and you want some in-depth information, hit the link too. Come on in. All right. If not, you got a question you want to put in a super chat because you don't want to come in, then all you have to do is drop a super chat. Right? Drop a super chat, highlight your comment, bang, I answer it. Other than that, if I answer questions periodically in the comment section, whenever. But let's get it. All right. Let's hit the invite button. Let's copy this. Don't be afraid now. I'm gonna put this down there. Here's the link. Don't be afraid to chime in. That's what this is about, is interaction, all right? And big ups to the Asian Ma Show. All right? Big ups to Asian Ma Show. If he watches this, Alex know. Had a good conversation, phone conversation with Alex today for about an hour. A lot of respect for that, man. A lot of respect for what Alex got going on over there on the Asian Ma Show. Me and him look to probably do some type of collaboration on some videos here in the near future. But yeah, he is that was a great conversation we had today for about an hour. A lot of respect for him on that. Brent, I see you in here. All right. Big ups to all my people that have supported this channel and became a member. I appreciate it. Smitty as well. I appreciate that, Smitty. Smitty as well is a member. Let me highlight my members in here. Bang. Brent, he's a member of this. Where's Smitty at? I seen him in here earlier. Smitty, where you go, man? Smitty, where you? Oh, there you go. And my man Smitty, right there. Also a member. You know, I know if you guys know, but my membership is $15 a month. That's 2 quarters a day. For all y'all that I don't know, $15, man, for a month. All right. And what that gives you is it gives you access to highlight your comment whenever you are in here. It shows support for my channel. So then you don't always have to send a super chat. And I will read y'all comments for all the members. So if you lit up in green, that means you part of the money team. I'll read your comment if you have anything to say, or I'll read your question. If you have a question, I'll look over that and those take precedence. All right. New members, where you at? It's just you, Brent. It's just you and Smitty. Don't nobody else rock with me. All right. The rest of these people that are in here, they not gonna give Low no $15 a month. Are you kidding me? I am a super womp. Are you kidding me? Hell, in most opinion, I am probably the clown. Yeah.
I'm a clown.
I'm a clown. I'm a clown.
That's probably how they feel about me. It's cool. It's cool. Just know that I'm doing great. I'm doing great, for real. And you can opt to do that, and that would be great. So the link is there, right? Do I need to pin it? Because I don't ain't nobody. Yo, where are those owner operators that got so much trash to talk about leasing? Where y'all at though? I swear to God, I advertised this video because I wanted all of the ones that were going to have something to say about leasing. Don't sit your ass in the background and then later on the day make stories or make a video, or bring your ass in here and let's chop it up. Hell, you come in here and chop me up. Good luck. But if you got to already know, come on. You better come with the A game, because that is one thing for sure. Two things for certain. I know my numbers. Okay, I'm not on here for clout. Not on here for anything. I'm here to teach y'all. Okay, that you can be successful in leasing. I've done it. Been doing it for 8 years. Don't have no vision of stopping it. Okay, so if leasing is something that you want to do, is something that you are inspired to do, you are at the right place, the right location. Trucking with Loshawn Parks. That is what I specialize in, is teaching those that want to lease, those that are leasing, or those that are thinking about leasing to win, because winners focus on winning and losers focus on winners. And that's what we do over here at Trucking with Loshawn Parks. I'll tell y'all that. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Drop that bomb on them. That's what I do. Hey, listen, it's out there, right? My shit is pinned, right? I want to make sure. 124 people here. I don't even know how many likes. What the likes looking like? Moderators, what the likes is looking like? They probably being stingy with these. Probably got dislikes and everything. Oh, I don't like when he. But you won't bring your ass in here and say, and won't say nothing. Won't say nothing. That's right, Brent. That's what they call me. A clown with a fleet. Ain't that something? Ain't that about a bit? They mad at me because I kind of like use the formula that mega carriers use. Why you use that formula, Lo? Because it works. Apparently, they've been in business for decades, while these other cats is going out of business. I digress, though. All right, I digress. Well, yeah, listen. Oh, I got 89. I appreciate it, Phil and Great Sage and Craig. Yo, listen, I think we can do more than 89. Yo, I know y'all hating me right now, and I'm having fun. All right, and I ain't gonna do nothing but get better. This shit ain't gonna do nothing but get better. So I understand my lane. My lane is to talk to the lease operators, to assist the lease operators. So that's what they can count on here on this channel, is that I will assist the lease operators in every possible way I can. I will talk to you. I would talk to you strict. I would not talk to you nicely. Talk to me nicely. I won't do it. The reason why is because it's not a nice game. All right. And the moment that you let up is the moment that you've been defeated. I don't let up. So I don't let up. 96. Y'all think y'all can get to 100? I mean, we're at 96, we can get to 100, right? To all you lazy ones that's listening, that don't want to call in because you're chicken shit. I get it, right? But you're gonna say something later. It's cool. Hit the like button at least. Probably gonna hit the dislike. It's cool. It is what it is. Right? I mean, since we're waiting on phone. Oh, I got a super chat came in from my man official. Welles. He says they think you look like Boo Boo the Fool. They do think that. They do. Thanks for that. They do. And you know what? I love it. I ain't gonna lie. I love when people, like I said this earlier, I love when people doubt me because it just gives me the energy to go harder. It do. So please keep doubting me. Got a caller just came through.
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, you loud and clear, man. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
I had a question about leasing.
Okay.
When you were leasing back with I believe it was Schneider. What was
Schneider.
I mean, you leased with Prime.
Yeah.
What was the home time like? Did you get to dictate your home time or?
Yeah, you get to dictate your own home time whenever you're leasing. I don't know about any of the other carriers, but when I was at Prime, I got to determine when I wanted to go home. Now, I didn't go home for the most part until I was done with my student. So I was a trainer too at Prime, and that's when I really started. That's when the money just started getting ridiculous. But once I finished with my student, then I would go home for a whole week, and then I would come back out, train my student for 6 weeks, and then go home for another week.
Right. And say you as you're releasing, how much reserves would you say you would keep like on the side in case for making a payment or breakdowns? How much would you say you would keep altogether?
Okay, are you considering going to Prime, or are you just speaking about leasing in general?
Leasing in general, because I'm looking for a container situation that's more like regional, local. Kind of want to dictate my own home time, but I still want to make the payments on the side type of thing.
Right.
But I would still work, for a good little bit. But situations like tomorrow when a hurricane's about to happen, don't really want to work. I kind of want to dictate that, that type of thing.
So the best way to figure this out, if you're trying to find out like how many weeks or how many days you can stay out where it will equate to a truck payment, right? So let's just say that your truck payment for rough numbers is, and I got my handy dandy calculator here. Let me pull that up real quick. Calculator, come on up. All right. So I don't think you can see this because I don't think I'm sharing my screen. But all right. So let's just say, do you know what your truck payment would be or a rough estimate?
No, I'm not sure.
All right. Well, then let's play with numbers. Let's just say it's $800 a week. All right. So if you was to put back money, and how much would you need to put back per mile in order for it to equate to pay for your truck payment while you're on home time? Well, is this an OTR position? Is this regional? Do you know about how many miles you're going to be doing each week? Is it 2,025, 3,035? What is it?
I'll be looking for like regional at about 2,500 miles per week.
Fair enough. All right. So we know that the truck payment each week is 2,500 miles divided by 2,500 miles. Means that you need to put back 32 cents a mile in order to pay for that truck payment. All right. This is doing it at 2,500 miles that you do 2,500 miles a week. All right. So if you put back 32 cents a mile, then you know that how much you can, what you can do for a truck payment. So for instance, if you were say, all right, I'm gonna run for 3 weeks. All right. How much do I need to stack up to have me an $800 truck payment? Right. So now we would take this 32 cent number and we're going to divide this into 25 times 3, which would be 7,500. So divided by 800. Oops. Go back. $800 divided by. Oh man, I am fucking up on my calculator. $800 divided by 7,500 miles. So 10 cents, 10 and a half cents you would put back each mile. So if you do that and you put back, let's just say 11 cents. Fuck it. You be on the safe side, right? Put back 11 cents each mile for 3 weeks into a savings account. Don't touch it. By the time the third week comes, you're going to have enough money to go home and you have enough in that savings account to pay for your truck payment.
Right. Okay.
Right. So that's how you figure it. So anytime one, like you came up with a good example, I appreciate you for bringing this example. And it's a great hitting point for those that want to know, like, okay, I only want to stay out 3 weeks, but I know that this truck payment is $800. How long do I need to stay out? Or if I stay out 3 weeks, how much do I need to put back so that when I take that home time on that third week and I want to stay home for a week, I'll have enough money to where I can pay for the truck payment. Like we said, you just take the total amount of miles that you do each week by however many weeks that you're going to be out. So for your situation, we said we average 2,500, so which would be 7,500 miles total for 3 weeks that we run. So your truck payment is 800. How much you would need to save? And that said, and it came back, it said 10.5 cents you put away into a savings account. After 3.5 weeks, you'll have $800 in there where you can pay that truck payment and sit at home for a whole week.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate that. I remember you did like a similar video to that where you was running like numbers similar to that about having like being able to calculate cents and stuff. So I definitely appreciate you running that back.
Right. And you see how we just did that. That's how one can figure out how much they need to make per mile to pay their truck payment. Because if your truck payment is $800 a week, right, and you do an average of 2,500 miles and you averaging at 2,500 miles, how much a mile do you need to make that goes towards that truck? 32 fucking cents. 32 cents of that rate goes towards your truck, period. So when if you're getting a rate of $1.32, you know that 32 cents is already coming out. You got $1 left. So now how much is my truck going to make? How much am I going to spend in fuel? This is where you take, if you did 8 miles to the gallon, you slowed your truck down, you figure it out, and you did that divided by 2,500 miles. It'll let you know how many gallons you're going to spend. You times that up, and then there you go. Same situation as with the truck payment. This is where people understand about what their cost is. And when I say, all right, so let's go over your cost. Tell me how much it costs for you to run your truck per mile. What do you mean? It's $800. I get it. But do you know how much it costs each mile to run that truck down the road? They don't know that.
Right.
But once you figure these numbers out like this and you have it written down on all your costs, like once again, you take your mileage and you divide it by what you're spending, whether it's on fuel, truck payment, insurance. And once you divide that number, it will tell you how much you spend per mile on each one of those things. Once you figure that number out, you add all those numbers up and it tells you what your cost of operation is to run that truck per mile. So if it comes out and says that your cost of operation to run that truck is $1, and each rate that you're getting each load that you're taking, you might be averaging $2.50. That means you're making $1.50 a mile profit. That's good fucking money.
True.
So
I appreciate that.
Hey, no problem, man. Did I answer all your questions for you there, Mr. West?
Yes, you definitely did. Yeah, that's everything. I appreciate it.
Man. I appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. Big ups to my man, Mr. West, man, for calling in. Not scared to ask that question because that is key right there. That is key. Oh, my man is in the building. There go the man of that. You want to be an owner operator. You want to be an owner operator. That's the man right there. Just trucking, my man. Justin, what's good, man? I was talking about you earlier, man. If I was going to be an owner operator and I want to buy my truck and trailer outright, who would I talk to? It would be this guy right here. That's the channel right there. Just Trucking is whose channel I would go to if I want to be all out owner operator, own authority, all that stuff. Now, don't get it twisted. Lo got some information on that, but I don't do it. And I don't like to speak on too much of things that I don't do. I like to speak on things that I do, things that I have expertise in. But this man right there, I have seen this guy in a year do big things as far as getting his truck, making big money, YouTube channel blowing up. Great dude all the way around, man. Just Trucking, man. That's the channel that I would definitely peep out. Another channel I'll be checking out, and he gets so many, he gets so much, gets crucified because people say he's contradicting himself, but that would be this man right here, Truckers Coach. Big ups to him. All right, I'm gonna give flowers to the people in here that I know that do videos on YouTube in the trucking space, and that are influencers, and that also share their business in their life, and they do not have to do it for y'all. They do not have to do it for y'all, but they're doing it to try to help y'all the best that they can and take you along with their journey. So I definitely want to give the flowers while they can still smell them. All right. Another person is this man right here, been with me for a minute, Married to the Miles. They are a team couple. They have a YouTube channel called exactly that, Married to the Miles. All right. And they are over there at a carrier pulling some high value equipment, I will just say. All right. Some high value equipment. Check them out. They are a team couple. Show them love, show them support. I think they just purchased their truck, so they up there in the owner operator realm, but they went through the channels. They went through the I gotta give them a bomb, dog. I gotta give them a bomb. You know why I gotta give them a bomb? Because they went through the channels. They went to Swift and was company drivers, husband and wife. Swift, company drivers. They left Swift, went to RST, did the leasing thing. I think they actually, did the leasing thing. RST. Did the leasing thing for a couple years. They left there, went to where they are at currently right now. And when they got there, they went there and they bought a truck. The proper channels, man, of how to do this shit. Much respect, Mo. Salute to you and Connie, if both of y'all are watching, man, because y'all followed the channels. Y'all followed the channels, man. And that's the way to do it. That is the way to do it. Big ups. But yeah, those are my people right there, man. Just Trucking, Truckers Coach. Let me see. I'm trying to see. I think my man Schmitty is still in here. He don't really do videos like that no more. But I don't know if Schmitty's still in here. But yeah, Schmitty, I don't think he does it anymore. But Smitty used to do videos too and would give out some great. You can follow Smitty on Instagram, actually. On Facebook, he's still giving out hellified inspirational information and things like that. First things first, we got to give love in the Carolinas. Sean knows what's up. We do got to give love in the Carolinas, as long as, except for when it comes to football season. Justin, you already know where I'm going with this. Okay, we going with them Tigers. Okay, the real Tigers. I understand you a Tiger fan too. You Clemson Tigers, but we're going with LSU over here. You already know what time it is. All right, matter of fact, I got my. Let me reach. Oh, don't fall down. Don't fall. I want to show this to Justin. Don't fall you. Well, whatever. Justin. You can't. I mean, the green screen is gonna mess up, but it's a visor right here. Okay, you can just imagine how dope. But the green screen gonna mess up. But yeah, you already know. You already know the real Tiger is, man. Come on. Yeah. Put that back down right there. You already know who the real Death Valley is. You already know who the real Tigers is. We had this argument. Well, big ups, man. I can't wait. Football season starts in August 28th. I want to say first games start. Yeah, can't wait. I love me some LSU ever since Shaq. Jesus, man. Shaq, old big goofy. Yeah, he's definitely I mean, he did his thing when he was in the NBA. We got to give it up to him. Hey, listen, the line is still open. Where we at? We still got about another 30 minutes, all right? If you want me to get to your comment in the chat, if you're too scared to call in, I get it, all right? I get it. It ain't for everybody, all right? But you might just learn something new today that you needed help with, like my man, Mr. West, that called in and did. I believe that all y'all, if y'all was listening, just gained how to actually find out your cost of operation. Y'all got it for the free ski right here with Lowe. Who else is trying to really, I mean, everybody is. Like I said, the gentlemen that are in here also help out with their channels as well. But definitely giving it to y'all for the free ski, man. Y'all know how to do it. Anybody want to call in? Let me drop the link again. You can ask questions. All right. Don't be afraid. I promise I won't bite, bro. y'all could call to ask these questions. Okay. Ask your leasing questions. Ask your owner operator questions. Somebody down that chat that's owner operators, they will be able to assist. If I can't assist, that's definitely they can make that happen. All right. Where y'all at though? Y'all gonna make me go and y'all gonna make me go and play a video. I was about to go towards that angle anyway, so I might as well just go and bring it back. Oh, we got a caller. Okay, let's bring this back down. You are online with Low. What you got, Phil?
What's good, man?
Phil,
Sorry,
hold
my
on.
audio ain't crispy
Phil,
today,
hold
but
on. Why you
I wanted
always
to
coming in here,
ask.
Phil, with the pillow talk, Phil?
I
Phil, listen, bro. You know,
wanted
every
to
time
ask
you,
how do you?
Phil, go ahead, Phil. Man, what you got, man?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. You pillow talking to me, but go ahead, dog. Go ahead, Phil. You got it, dog. He come in
Okay.
smooth
Yeah,
opposite.
I
Go
wanted
ahead.
to ask you how do you keep the mental side of it together when it comes to dealing with the day-to-day stress of leasing?
How do I keep the mental side together, dealing with it with the mental stress day to day? I guess right, releasing. You still there, Phil? Where did Phil
Yeah, I'm
go?
still here.
Okay, I see. Okay, you want me to answer that? You put it on mute. I got you. All right. So how I deal with it is I try to find something to take my mind off of stressful things in life in general, right? I try not to feed into negative energy because negative energy is not going to prosper well at all, right? It's going to make you pissed off. And then you feed that energy off to other people. And then what I come to find out is when you start letting things weigh on your mental, more mistakes happen, right? How many times have we been upset and mad about something or mad with somebody and we're out here driving and we miss the fucking exit, right? And then we miss it. We're like, man, damn it, you made me miss the exit because I'm sitting here arguing and fighting with you. But that's because you're giving negative energy into a negative situation. So I try to laugh things off a lot of times, or I try to redirect that energy into something different. So once again, if I'm mad about a situation, which we're human, so we're all going to get mad about a situation. But if I'm mad about a situation, I try to only be mad about that situation momentarily, especially if it is something that I have no control over or something that I can't change. You know what I mean? It's no need to channel energy into things that you cannot change or you cannot control. So I try to channel my energy into something I can control. So if I'm dealing with mental stuff, being here locally, like I said, I like to bowl. I like to go to the gun range. When I was out on the road, things I would like to do: create content, make videos for other people, let other people know about a struggling day that I might have. Create a vlog. You know, this way it gets out your inner you get rid of your inner demon, if you will, or inner beast that's staying inside of you. Create content, maybe come on and do a live and speak with people that they can, you know, put you on a happier side. So that's how I dealt with, and still to this day deal with mental stress behind leasing when or running a business too in itself. Phil, you still there? Phil up. Phil. All right, Phil, I'm gonna put you in the back. And I'm gonna come back. I don't know if you lost signal altogether. Official Willis.
What's good?
What's
It's
goody, man?
so I got a question. So I feel like I've outgrown the carrier I'm at,
Okay.
and I want to go on to do something different. Like as in like, because right now I pick my own loads, and I'm doing pretty well compared to about 90% of the other drivers here on the van side.
Okay.
And I want to be able to like go somewhere else to where I can negotiate my rates and stuff like that. Because over here, you can't negotiate rates and you don't see the rate con. So I just want to know if I should just stay put and just keep making the money I'm making, or go somewhere else. But then another factor that plays into it is I've only got 10 months of driving experience, so I don't know where else I can go to where I can just because most places they probably like a year to 2 years of experience, and I only have 10 months. So I don't know if I should just stay put where I'm at and just wait until then, or should I try and like keep finding some place that will take me with like 10 months of experience?
Man, it's gonna be hard to find a place that's gonna take you 10 months. So it's probably best, especially a place that you would want to go where you could pick your own loads. So most of the time those places want a year, 2 years. So it's just best to keep doing what you're doing, stay put. You know what you know the system that at the place that you're at. So it's not like you're hurting to the point. Like you said, you only thing that is different right now is that you feel like you are outgrowing them. But that doesn't mean that you still can't make money with them, right? So
Yeah.
until
I learned
you
how
get
to pretty much finesse the system here. I mean, it really wasn't that hard to finesse the system with the carrier I'm at. I don't want to say their name because I don't want to talk bad about them.
for
But
sure.
like once I learned how to finesse the system here and like make more than what like half 90% of the other drivers I'm making, because what I'm making about 5 to 7 thousand gross a week, and then everybody else they're saying they're only making 35 to 4,500 a week. So I already know I'm doing better than about 90% of the other drivers. I just want to like I just feel like I've already outgrown the company. I've only been here for about 3 months.
Okay. I mean, with the rates that you're making right now, I'll say it's about average compared to what this market is, but it's not bad. I mean, you're making, like you said, you're doing better than those other guys. If they're talking about they're making 35 to 4, and you're making somewhere in the 6 and 7, you're not doing bad at all. And you still need to get that year, 2 years before you can even move on to a place that's going to allow you to see rate cons. I know where you're at, and I can tell you right now, they're not going to show you rate cons. So it's no need for you to even ask them for that. Because I know where you're at, but they're not going to give you that. But you're doing great at where you're at. Stay doing it. Don't change up nothing. Stay hustling. And then when it's your time to shine and it's your moment and you're eligible to move on, take that leap of faith, man. Go ahead and make it happen.
All right, yeah, I'll just stay put until then. I thought I was going to Lancer, but they require a year experience or F2F, and they require like 2 years.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll probably just stay put until then.
Yeah, stay put. You're making good money already. No need. Don't change what ain't broke, man.
All right.
All right, man. Appreciate you calling in.
Appreciate
Willis. Yes, sir. All right, next I got Craig.
What up,
Craig,
everybody?
you on, man? What's good?
None. You were saying something about not being rude or talk shit to, or excuse my language, talk bad to your driver manager or fleet, whatever.
Okay.
How do you know if it's a good load or not if you're not seeing everything?
Well,
as far as what the load's paying and whatnot.
Right. So if you're not seeing a rate con, which if you go to a mega carrier, most of the time they're not showing rate cons. They will show you what is known as a contract sheet. Is basically what they're going to pay you. Now, is that what they're getting from it? I don't know. All right, we'll just leave that part at I don't know. All right. The only way that you're going to see a true rate con is to receive it from the broker itself. Your dispatcher is technically not the broker, and if you're the mega carrier, more than likely the ones who have the rate con on that information is going to be the planners. Okay, those are the ones that are the brokers for the carrier, mega carrier itself, and they're not going to give you that. So what they will give you is basically what they're offering you on the load, and it is up to you to determine if it is something that you are satisfied with. But once again, that comes in with knowing your cost of operation, and so that you're carrying a load and making nothing on it, opposed to you carrying a load and making something on it.
Gotcha. Now, you were also saying how to figure out the cents per mile as far as what you're getting paid. How did you figure out the fuel again? Is it the same way? Take the mileage divided by how many gallons?
Yep. So what you do to find out how much you need to spend on fuel. So you basically need to have a rolling 30-day average on fuel. Okay. That's really how it comes down to, or you can keep your fuel receipts and calculate it for the week on what you've been averaging. But really, a rolling 30 days is going to give you a solid average, right? So you just fuel for 30 days, you keep up with the amount of miles that you did for that 30-day period, divide it. It tells you how much you spent, per mile in fuel. So dollar amount divided by mileage. Okay, that's always how you divide your numbers. Dollar amount divided by mileage tells you a cost.
And one other question, and then I'll let you go. Would
Okay.
you agree or disagree staying out 2 weeks, go home for the weekend, come back out, stay out a week, and then go home for the weekend and then do another 2 weeks after that?
That sounds really, really close to me, like regional. When I think of the word OTR, and this is my mind, when I think of OTR, I'm thinking of 3 consecutive weeks or more out, right, at a time. So that means 3-4 weeks out, and then you're going home for 5, 6, 7 days. This is what I think about when I think OTR. Anything less than that, where it's like a week out, be home for the weekends, or out 2 weeks and home for a weekend, I don't. That just doesn't feel like OTR to me. And it doesn't feel like OTR to me, baby, because of where the school of hard knocks that I came from with Prime, where 2 weeks out ain't gonna do you nothing. So it's always been with Prime. It's mostly 4 to 6 weeks out, and then you take some home time. So 2 weeks out doesn't really feel like OTR to me. Now that's all subjective. Some people could look at it and be like, "Nah, that's BS. That is OTR." But in my opinion, OTR is 3 weeks or more out before taking home time. But I mean, could it work for you? Absolutely. It could still work for you as long as you know what your cost of operation is and you know what your expenses at home is. And is that amount that you're making going to be able to cover your expenses at home will determine if that option works for you or not.
Gotcha. All right, Lo, stay up.
Hey, I appreciate it, Craig. Thanks for calling, man.
Yep.
Next caller is podcaster Die Trying Sir Law.
What's good, my boy?
My guy.
You got the Prime shirt on today. You really do feel yourself today.
No, listen. Because this is how my first video was. Well, without the background, but I had the red hat on with the Prime shirt, and I had on the Carters, you know what I'm saying? The Cartiers right here. And then I had the which you missed the beginning, but I had the Ace 2. You know what I'm talking about. I had the Ace 2 book.
Oh, wow.
Welcome. Remember, I was in my bathroom. That was my first video ever.
Oh, bro. You took it all the way back, bro. I like the thumbnail, like to get ready for the presentation. I was doing a podcast when you started, so that's why I'm late. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I like the thumbnail, like it got you holding a trophy, because like I say, that picture is something that resonates a lot with me with my Prime experience, because I told you once I got to Prime, I brought you cats up to my trainer, and my trainer was just like, no, we will be not having any TV or low talk up in this truck. I'm like, what?
Bro, I thought it was thumbnail because of you, bro. So I was like, I know that's the picture that Law was talking about with his driver.
That's the exact picture to describe why he did not like you. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, that truck was fire too, by the way. That truck was insane. I love that truck.
It was
because it's LSU, but other than that, I love the truck.
It's coming, Phil. It's coming, Law.
That truck cold though. That truck was cold, man. That was raw, and rightfully so. You won, so That's dope. That was dope. But so can you give me a recap real quick about what you end up talking about in the first hour and 30 minutes of?
Yeah, no problem. Super late. You know, I'm only about 11 minutes from ending the show, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? You better late than never, right? Anyway, so what I was talking about is if you lease that. You don't, just basically giving cliff notes of how I defeated all odds with leasing at a mega carrier, where I was told that I was going to be bankrupt, broke, divorced, wouldn't make no money, a failure. He wouldn't get past XXX amount of years. He'd be a company driver. I defeated all the odds, and still to this day, 8 years later, I still am a lease operator with a if for lack of a better word, with a lease fleet. You know what I'm saying? So apparently I all I did was I took what I learned from a mega carrier and kept growing with it. But what I was telling people in the beginning is that in order to be a lease operator, you have got to change your mindset, one, and two, you have got to be a hustler. If you ain't neither one, if you cannot be neither one, or you have to be both of those, if you do not have both of those traits, you will be one of those stories that come on the internet, make videos about how you failed in leasing.
Right. And with that being said, like the company that you were working at was Prime when they said that you were going to do all these things where you were going to fail, you were going to do this, X, Y, and Z. Was that the company that you were receiving that backlash at, or was it?
No, this was people, just people in general.
Well, I'm saying the people were saying that in general on like your videos and other, you know, in the comments. Were you working at Prime at the time is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It was during the Prime lease and you successfully, how many leases did you successfully execute under Prime?
3.
Nice. Did you receive 3 of those lucrative completion bonuses?
Man, fuck no. We gonna keep it a buck on that. I didn't receive those because 2 of the truck, well, actually all 3 of the trucks ended up, you know, when you lease at Prime, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you've been there for a minute, if you want to get a new, well, back then when I was doing it, if you wanted to get a new truck, it wasn't nothing for you to order a new truck, and they're in 90 days you'll get a new one, right? So how it went is I had the red truck, and then I was tired of the red truck. I ain't want it no more. I was like, I don't want a mid roof no more. I want a full condo. So then I ordered the Peterbilt, and I seen the Peterbilt. I was like, oh, that joint gonna be sick. This time I'm gonna make it with the LSU. Boom, boom. I had the LSU truck. I started having electrical problems with the LSU truck. So then I was like, yo, forget it. I'm gonna order the brand new Cascadia, and that's why I had the Carolina Panther one. And then I had that Carolina Panther one until I left. And then when TB came to Prime, he's the one who ended up leasing that truck.
So he completed the lease on the Carolina Panther one or whatever?
I don't know if he completed that or not. I don't think that he did complete it. I think that when he left, he just left by turning that truck in. I don't think that truck had.
Because I was definitely about to ask you about that, but you never completed one. That's awesome. That was the awesome thing that I would talk to a lot of the lease operators about, that completion, how that whole thing worked. I mean, I kind of understand it already, but I was gonna have you break it down. But since we here now, we could nip that in the bud because you never completed one of them leases. And I thought that was a fantastic program that Prime was running as far as that completion bonus, but you know, neither one of us could speak towards actually cashing in on it. So
I know Smitty completed it. That's the only person that I know that completed the lease.
That person, yeah. Because my trainer was on it like his 3rd one, but like I said, he hated your guts, and I don't know why. I tell you this, I never mentioned you again after that. I was just like, let me just get my BC crap out of the way, and I can go back to watching what I like to watch, which is the black trucking circuit. You know what I'm saying? In my own time, because dude was just hell bent on you guys didn't know what the hell y'all was doing, and y'all was just spitting gibberish. And look at it, we years down the line. This was in 2018,
right?
We years down the line, and everybody is doing this and that and the third, and you have, you know, kudos to you. You know,
well, thank you.
Very successful, and you know, continuing to give out gems and continuing to show people that, you know, what's possible with maximum effort, or at least a little bit of effort. You know what I mean? What you can accomplish if you try. So
I appreciate that, man. You get a point for that, man. Thanks, man.
Now let me ask another question. What do you think? This is more like a question. The other one was more like just reminiscing and lifestyle stuff with Prime.
Okay.
This is an actual trucking question. What would you suggest, or what do you think is a good fuel card or a person to get on with, like far as getting a fuel card? And 2, the second part of that question is factoring. Would you suggest, do you have a good factoring company that you would suggest? And if so, do they give out decent fuel cards with decent rates? And what's the rate of the factoring?
All right. So I've never had to utilize a factoring company, but from other YouTubers that do content that have factoring companies that they use that I do watch, I know that Truckers Coaching here speaks highly of Triumph Business Capital or whatever their name is.
They're like the giants. So
okay,
that's like one of the Triumph is like, you know, like Prime, basically, you know, JB Hunt. You know, that's like, you know, when you say a name like Triumph, it's just like, oh well, everybody knows about, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I get what you're saying, like just from speaking with those guys, since you haven't used factor, because I don't either. I don't factor loads either. So, but I'm just wondering because, you know, it's gonna come a time where I, you know, finagle with the whole factoring thing, just dealing with different brokers and different load boards or whatever the case may be. Right now, I'm just been blessed that everything's been direct pay. You know what I mean? So I don't have to worry about it. You know, everything's just quick paid, so I don't have to worry about factoring anything.
And I think you said something about a fuel card. So are you looking for a fuel card to help with your business credit, or are you looking for one where it's like no credit down? I know one for no credit down.
It don't matter either or, really. I don't even need the help I don't need any of it, but I'm open to ideas to building and, you know, just being overall successful because, you know, if there is a decent fuel card out there that will, you know, I mean, I got good credit, so it don't really matter to me, but who couldn't use more credit? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who can use a better percentage, you know what I mean? Or a better, should I say, cents off, you know, per gallon, you know, like if I was getting because I don't even currently use a fuel card. The way I do my fueling system is through a point system with a whole nother with a credit card. You know what I'm saying? I use a credit card, and because I get great points with this credit card with the way I do my system, you know, and it helps me out with traveling and stuff like that. So the way I buy fuel, it helps me in my personal lifestyle. It doesn't help me in my business lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I gain a lot from using that credit card on the long run, saving me money on, you know, flights and hotels and all that type of stuff. So it comes in handy because of how much how much fuel, you know, racks up on a credit card. You know what I mean? So
right.
I get hella points for that. So, but I have thought about getting a fuel card just for the business credit or whatever the case may be. But I really don't. I don't have a real need for it. The only thing I will be doing is padding something that's already good. You know what I mean? Like the difference of having 12 trucks in a fleet versus having 13. It's like, well, I don't need another truck. I don't need a 13 truck, but why not get more money or more credit? You know, in this instance, it would be more credit or, you know, building a better business name or whatever.
Right. One card I do know that a lot of people are using that has no credit checker to it is TSD. TSD. I don't know if you go to tsdlogistics.com or if you type in Google TSD fuel card, it'll pop up. There's no credit check on it, and I think where they get their biggest discounts is Petros and TAs. They get like 10 cents off at like the Loves. They don't get no discount off at the Pilot, Flying J's, and then some mom and pops they get like a quarter off of the pump price. But with Petro and TA, they get like 50 to 60 cent off pump price.
I have to look into them because I do a lot of the local stuff because they have the better gas prices or whatever. So, and I'm regional for the most part, so I don't really worry. Like I don't go to the major truck stops because they just too expensive. And I'm regional, so I already got a handful of places where I get fuel automatically. I already know once I book something, I know the lane. I know exactly what truck stop I'm going to stop at when I'm there, or I just get fuel at home with, you know, around the corner from the house because they give me a great, you know, it's a good price. Whereas, for instance, like I'll get out on the road and, you know, the price of fuel will be $3.50 or something like that. But around the corner from my house where I park my truck, the fuel is always somewhere around $3.30 in this current, you know, right now where we at now. Like I've been seeing prices at about like $3.53 when I'm riding through Indiana and some parts like, you know, you hit that spot in Gary, Indiana off 80. There's a series of truck stops like from Bird to all the way to Porter County, like past the, you know, almost till you get to the weigh station. There's at least about 10 truck stops, you know what I mean? And those prices, you know, if you die in dire need of fuel, that's an awesome place to fuel because there's so many truck stops and you can kind of pick out which one has the better prices. And I know on average, they have been averaging since I've been driving through there about $3.50. And like I say, right by the house, a regular just gas station that just so happened to have truck lanes it's just a regular shell, and like they stay around the 330 mark, 330, 333 mark. And so I just fuel there because they always cheaper than everybody. And I always keep my eye out for it, you know what I mean? To see like where the prices are going to be, just in case, when I'm coming back, maybe I'll get the cheaper price on my way back and so on and so forth. But, it doesn't hurt to have a fuel card if they knocking off 25 cents on the price, you know what I mean? Where I don't have to worry about, fueling at home, because sometimes I don't fuel at home. Sometimes I'm lazy and I'll just shoot out with a quarter tank and shoot out to Indiana because I'm in a hurry. I don't have time to stop at the pump. I can make it to Indiana on a quarter tank and, you know what I mean, grab the load and then start my fueling and, take a break, get something to eat or whatever the case may be. But I need to get at this appointment first. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes appointment trumps getting fuel if you can make it. It doesn't if you can't make it. Of course, it doesn't trump it. You know what I'm saying? But if you can make it, even though you're running low and you want to get fuel that day, you'll just go do the appointment first and then, come back to the fueling later. So it helps to have that fuel card on deck just in case I can't get to the mom and pop places that I know, are 25% cheaper. Like it's a spot in Wisconsin when I'm running lanes in Wisconsin off of 90. I can't think of the name of this place. It's like exits like two something. It's before Madison. If you're going north on 90, it's before Madison, but it's after Janesville and all of that. It's somewhere like the first exit when you get into, I believe when you're on 90, the first exit that you get in to Wisconsin on, I believe you're somewhere around like the 185 mile marker. I want to say this place is like maybe like 100 miles, maybe like 90 miles up the road. And the prices, they always beat everybody out. And I never had a problem with their gas because, sometimes when you put certain fuel in your truck is like, bro, what did you do? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's trash. And that's just part of being, on a op if you shopping for fuel prices and that type of deal. But they always got a great price and the fuel is always good. So having a fuel card cuts down because it's only one place. It's only one place like that on 90. You know what I mean?
Right.
Until you get to probably like Minnesota, like close to Minnesota up in the country and the sticks like La Crosse, Wisconsin and Wisconsin Rapids and it's and you're way out there then, you know what I mean? And you don't want to even be out in those places worrying about fuel. You know what I'm saying? So
Facto.
So TSD, I definitely have to look in there and see what the discounts is and see if they actually deal with like Speedway, because even most of the time like Speedway is one of them places that they are closer to the like big places like Love's TA on Pilot. Their price is usually closer. It's not cheap, but it's cheaper than them.
Yeah, I think they do Speedway too.
Okay, if they do Speedway, then that's awesome. If they could knock something off Speedway, because Speedway usually does come in low. And I'm just trying to put out that content because, I know a lot of people in here got their stuff together and, some of them might not have a fuel card or be taking advantage and saving the maximum amount of money that they need. Those 25 cents add up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you stole my damn show, Law, because that's what I was going to talk about on Friday was the damn fuel cards for at least operators so they can, put some money in their pocket.
Just make you work a little harder, brother. You know what I'm saying? You got TSD. You got to, maybe I'll have something to offer by Friday,
Oh, yeah.
JB Hunt's been jerking me around. They were supposed to give me a card and I did the credit check and everything. And it got approved, but every time I call the dude, he ain't saying me approved for what? Like, you know what I mean? And he ain't getting back at me. I'm starting to think I called a Nigerian scam artist. You know what I mean? But
you probably did, dog.
Damn, bro, this guy got all my, information and everything. And but I haven't got any credit check alerts. I got all of that fraud alert stuff. So, and I check my credit score. I'm the type of person that check my credit score at least once every 2 weeks, if not once every week, and see what inquiries and, what's happening with my credit. Like I could, not that I'm worried about it or that I got things going on. It's just, it's an app on my phone. So I just be like, you know what, let's just go up in here. You know what I'm saying? It's right next to all my banking stuff. So every now and then, if I'm checking my checking account, which is almost every day, if not every other day, sometimes my finger just go, let's hit the credit app. You know what I'm saying? And see what's going on with it. You know what I mean?
Yep. That's
so.
a fact. Well, I gotta let you get up out of here, man. You already made my show go 4 minutes over the 2-hour period, bro. All right.
Hey, well, can I drop a commercial before I leave?
Trying. Go ahead,
Can I
man.
drop a commercial before I leave?
Get in.
All right, let me drop the commercial then. I appreciate you for having me on the show.
Yes.
And dropping that little, fuel card question on you and spoiling your Friday show. If you guys would like, please come on over to Podcaster.trying, subscribe, hit the like buttons, leave comments, suggestions. I'm over there. What I'm talking about currently is this master lemon cleanse that I'm currently doing. So come on over there, check it out, check the content. This is day 1 of it. Basically it involves no food, and y'all can get the more giblets of it on my podcast, but basically I came over here and gave you the last piece of my energy, low. So you know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, the wife already and the producer, she went like this. She's like, time limit is up.
All right, y'all take it easy, man. Podcaster.trying. I appreciate you trucking with Loshawn. I appreciate y'all, man.
I rock with you, Law. Appreciate it, man. All right, that was my man, Law. Law is long-winded. He is. You can get Law in here. He will have a whole conversation, but he's good people. When he gets to talking, pay attention. He does have some good points, a lot of good points. But yeah, Law, you can't be long-winded. You know that, but you my mans, bro. I fuck with you. All right, listen, that's going to conclude the show today. I hope that y'all was able to take away some type of giblets, some information here if you're going to be a lease operator to make you more successful. All right. Like I told you, I'm going to give y'all some tools to write down. You need to have the right mindset in order to be a lease operator. All right. Number 2, you got to be a hustler. If you ain't doing both of those things, leasing is not going to work for you. Don't even waste your time. But if you have the mindset to be an entrepreneur, to be a business owner, to be a businessman, open your ears, close your mouth, see what's going on around you, know your cost of your operation for what you're doing, and stay a hustler. I guarantee you, you will make plenty and good money as a lease operator. And it will prepare you for the next step, the next level, if that's what you're choosing to do, and become an owner operator. And then you go pay my man Just Trucking a visit on his channel, and he gonna get you right on that end. All right. Once again, I want to give a round of applause to each and every one of y'all for being here today. For each and every guest that called in. Thank y'all so much. All right. Without y'all, the show goes on, but the interaction doesn't happen. And I truly do appreciate that. And like we were speaking about earlier, my slogan for the end is winners focus on winning and losers focus on winners. Ooh, Jesus. And we winning all day right here. Trucker with Loshawn Parks podcast show. This is episode number 13. Number 14 is coming up on Friday. Same time, same station, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you there, be square. Oh, before I leave, there was a super chat came through. I put it up there. Law was talking. Had a super chat that came through. I want to make sure I get this because I do want to acknowledge all of my super chats. From Soft Step Vlogs, he says, hey, brother, can you talk a little bit more about how to calculate your cost per mile? Is $1.47 per mile a good rate for a $450 a week truck payment? I am out of time. I will stick a pin in this question right here. I will write it down as soon as I get off here, and I will answer it first thing in the opening session on Friday's podcast show, Soft Step Vlogs. So please do return back. I appreciate the super chat coming from Canada. Is Canadian. $5. I appreciate it. Make sure you come back on Friday, and I will give more of a breakdown to this question right here. And then on Friday, we're going to talk about fuel cards. So to all of my owner operators who got good places to get fuel cards from, make sure you tune in so you guys can help out with that. Maybe call in, maybe get in the chat. Hey, help these guys out. These guys are here for the help. All right. So let's get to it. I appreciate that. And let me get my shit together because I'm about to be out. Yes, the show is over. Yes, I get to stop talking. No, I'm just playing. But the show is concluded. And I appreciate y'all for being here with me. Let me get my sounds together. And we out. Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Trucking with Loshawn Parks podcast show. Be sure to like, share, and hit that subscribe. And don't forget to follow us on IG at Loshawn Parks and Facebook Loshawn Parks. Until next episode, keep it trucking.